Oh my gosh, you're right. I mean, it is every client of mine is asking, okay, how do we appeal to millennials? Well, first of all, I think we should also age down too, right? And age down to Gen Z, because they're leading the way in some ways. I mean, they just woke up. I mean, they were born with an iPad in their hand, right? So they're even more advanced and are actually going to guide the millennials soon enough. So I think it's both generations, quite frankly. But I mean, it's hard for someone who has studied anthropology to look at one demographic and say, I can explain them to you entirely. Because they're subgroups within subgroups, and they're all very different, right? And they all, are different depending on where they come from, what their socioeconomic background is, and so forth. So I have to put that caveat in that there's not one general statement to explain all of millennials. But there are some themes that we see, right? One of which is they see through the marketing hype and the business hype that we, I think, or an older generation kind of accepted. So they believe that brands and businesses should be just as open and transparent and collaborative as they are. So one of the things that I learned, especially from the social media world, the reason why we're so in love and passionate about the social media space, especially millennials, is not just because it's new and hip and I can send some funny videos. It's that this is a space, whether you're talking about Snapchat or YouTube or Facebook or any of a Yo app, right? All of them, what they're all doing is allowing us, as human beings, allowing us to express ourselves and seek a response, right? And so what we're doing through all these social media spaces is actually building our sense of selves through others, right? That's how we are now engaging with people. It's a very collaborative culture. It's a very interdependent culture. And brands and companies still are acting in the age of the 80s and 90s where it's top down and they just think they can go and sell to people. Right now, millennials are expecting brands to be as collaborative, as assistive, as interdependent as they are. And so that is, if you're talking from a brand's point of view or marketing point of view, that's really key. That they, at the end of the day, it's really a change in culture today. Whereas before, we would seek our sense of selves and understand who we were by self-reflection. Now we're doing it through others. So how can brands and marketing companies and so forth, how can they tap that collaboration, interdependence, that sense of kind of social exchange?
Yeah.